told that the Mercedes officials who inspected the car yesterday will be sending the car data to their Germany headquarter. The data will be gone through, will be sent to Germany to study what the speed of the car was at the time of the accident and several other elements related to the accident as well. Now, yesterday is when a team of the German luxury car maker Mercedes-Benz, whose car crashed while killing Cyrus Mistry, along with another occupant, his friend, were at the spot. They were inspecting what perhaps could be the reason behind the accident, and officials said that it appears that the luxury cars were speeding when the accident took place. Shivani continues to stay on with us. Now the car data will be sent to the Mercedes headquarter in Germany. That's the update that we're picking up, Shivani.
Well, yes, interestingly, because clearly the company says that they all have the safety and precautionary measures in the car, and it is such a luxury car that it was a very doubtful question that how this particular incident happened and how there was a on the spot death that occurred. And that is why, after inspecting that particular car here in India, Maharashtra, in fact a primary report will also be sent to the headquarters of the car, and the entire inspection will happen. No changes will occur in that particular car. And with respect to the seat belt and overspeeding, in fact the CCTV footage is that the primary probe has right now of the overspeeding car, that will also be sent to the headquarters along with the car. So basically not only the car will go, but the primary investigation report will also move into the headquarters to know that what was the exact speed of the car, was there a default in the airbag
so whether
system,
or not the car was overspeeding at the time of the accident, those are details that will come in days to come. Thank you for that, Shivani. Let's quickly take this across to Piyush Tiwari, founder and CEO of Save Life Foundation. Now, Mr. Tiwari, this accident has put the spotlight back on the importance of car safety as well, apart from other aspects like overspeeding or not, and that is certainly being looked at this point in time. But what are the lessons that people need to learn from this fatal car crash?
From this unfortunate incident, we have discovered primarily three issues. Two that led to the crash itself, and one that led to serious injury and, of course, the demise of two passengers in that vehicle. What caused the crash was a combination of overspeeding and some level of confusion regarding the infrastructure. So very poor infrastructure or very poor engineering of that particular section of the road that led to the crash overall. And the second thing that we have seen is of course, the non-wearing of the seat belt in the rear seat that led to horrific injuries suffered by the passengers. So the one thing that we can take away from this is that speed in many cases kills, because it throws us out of control. And the way, unfortunately, some of the older roads are designed, are unable to handle vehicles with high speeds. And the second aspect is that regardless of how safe a vehicle you might be in, the safety features will only work if you use them. If you don't if you don't use the seat belts, then of course there will be, interaction of the body with the interior of the vehicle, with other passengers. In many cases, we have seen ejection from vehicles. So that's very, very critical. So using the safety features is very, very important, especially if you're on a highway and in a high-speed zone.
And well, Mr. Tiwari, since you pointed out, both passengers, remember, in the rear seats who lost their lives were not wearing a seat belt. The ones who were in the driver's seat and the co-driver's seat are still undergoing treatment, and they were both wearing their seat belts. So what are the advantages, according to you, of having a seat belt fastened?
Yeah, a lot of people, unfortunately, have started buying those clips on Amazon and other places and using them to switch off the reminder. Of course, there is no rear seatbelt reminder in the country as of right now, and we are urging the government to consider bringing in something like that. But it's really, regardless of reminders and police enforcement and whatever else anybody says, the fundamental role of a seatbelt is to save you from getting hurled at a very high speed within the vehicle, and in some cases even outside the vehicle. The force with which this really moves is very, very high. Almost in this particular case, what the force that the victims would have suffered is the same as a 50-kilogram rock being thrown on them from the 13th floor of a building. So it's really devastating force, and a fastened seat belt will prevent you from getting hurled at that speed, hitting your head in the roof, going ahead and smashing with other fellow passengers in the vehicle, and essentially give you a fighting chance at survival in the event of such an unfortunate incident.
Also, introduction of airbags and mandating dual airbags, for example, like has been done in India, is crucial as well, isn't it, on how airbags and seat belts complement each other?
Yeah, we saw in this particular case that, all of the airbags that should have deployed. In this case, this car, we also saw in the images, the curtain airbags had deployed. But curtain airbags can't really prevent one from going and hitting the roof or other passengers in the vehicle. So they go hand in hand, because the airbags, will prevent some level of injury